Another call from, this is from Reddit. When is the right time to get coaching?
So if you're me, the second you start your business, I will say this. I hired my coach when I had a month covered.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel recommending that to people, because I think that there are things that you can do until you're, have your house payment, have things covered. Use a mentor, go to trainings. But the moment that you're on solid ground and it's time to grow, then you hire a coach.
Yeah.
At that point.
So I hired my first coach, was with Craig Proctor in 2010. So up until from 2007 to 2010, and have coaches like coaching. I'm like, who needs coaching, right?
Yeah.
And
I don't need that. I'm a doer.
Yeah. I'll figure this out. I'd rather fail than, and whatever. And so I go get coaching, and after just a couple of years, like, why didn't I just do this?
Yeah.
So people ask me, what are the two or three things you do? Is the first thing you do, and this sounds crazy, right? I don't recommend people like max out their credit cards, but what I would do if I started over again was I would put coaching on my credit card and I would hire an assistant right off the bat.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what I would do. I wouldn't recommend it. I have a crazy high risk tolerance, but
me too.
But that's what I would do if I had to start all over again.
Yeah. So, what I heard you say is, number one, I would hire my partner. Mm-hmm. That's not a legal partner, right? It's not someone that you're going to split your profits with or your expenses. But you think about the cost of a coach, anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, depending on what you're doing. The cost of a coach versus a hire.
Yeah.
Hiring someone to come in and do that. And, for me, there is not a chance in the world I would be where I am now without my coaches. I always, when I start something new, I always ask, who's the coach? Mm-hmm. We were talking just before the show, and I shared with you, I've been a rock climber.
Yeah.
All my adult life, especially in Yosemite. El Cap. Climbers have a love affair with that big chunk of rock. It's the largest unbroken cliff on the North American continent. When I committed to go do that, I committed to do it a certain way, because I had a friend that had done it, and I asked him, would he do it with me? And can we go climb this? Will you climb this with me? Most people spend 3 to 5 days. He said, I'll do it if we do it in one day. It made me physically nauseous. I immediately committed, because I'm like you and we're crazy. Mm-hmm. But how do you train for that? I hired a coach.
Of course.
Yeah. And later, I started with the best and ended up getting them. And because, they train, sponsored athletes get paid in protein bars and shirts.
Yeah.
And, but there's no part of anything that I'm doing that I don't hire the coach.
Right.
So if it's fitness, it's coaching. If it's, Teresa and I, we have coaching sometimes for our marriage, not therapy, because we're in a great place. Coaching so that we can we're more engaged parents. We're better at our future plans together. So,
I think that kind of goes back to what you were saying in the very beginning about passion, right? Like, we'll learn where we're passionate, and maybe we just need to focus where you're passionate. That's where I'm at the moment. Jeremy on YouTube.
Just one more note on that. So to your point about I would hire an assistant and a coach, what I really hear you saying is I would, that season of learning from the time that before you hired your first assistant and while you thought you were too good and doing it on your own, you would cut that out and fast track your growth.
Fast track my growth and realize that you didn't know this when you first start, is your income is directly proportional to your activities.
Yeah.
And I was doing all the other stuff that was not making me money.
But you were busy.
I was busy.
Yeah.
I came home. Boy, I worked really hard today.
Yeah.
Got nothing to show for it, but man, I worked really hard today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the absence of a clear economic model, busy feels good.
It does.
But when you hire a coach and suddenly you go from busy to purposeful, and plans, clear plans. Intentions.
Yep.
That gets really exciting. And it's really not uncommon to hear coaching clients say things like what you've just said. I can't believe I didn't do this sooner.
And you're actually excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.